Hello friends, Geezer here. We're out at the storage yard with Classy. Going to try to take care of two projects today. First one is to get this freaking generator to run. I've tried just about everything with this old dog, but one suggestion that keeps occurring, I can't ignore any further. It doesn't sound right to me, but we're going to try it, and that's to remove some of the oil from the generator crankcase. I've seen several different versions of this, but bottom line is you can't fill it all the way to the full mark on the dipstick. It has to be below that. So I got my turkey baster right here in hand, and we're going to see what we can do about getting some of the oil out of this thing. It's time to get busy. Here we go. Okay, we start by taking the oil dipstick out. It's right here. Now this has been sitting for quite a while, so this should be a pretty true representation of what's in there. Now, I don't know who came up with the sick idea of making an oil dipstick the color yellow. This is near impossible to see, but if you get it in a light just right, you can see it. And quite honestly, right now it is actually over the full mark. So let's pull some out of there and see what we get. Just take the turkey baster. I'm going to stick it right down in here, and we're going to pull some up. I don't really know how far to go with this. Okay. That can't be a good thing. Well, that was certainly disappointing, wasn't it? Sure was to me. I don't know what to do with that thing. I'm going to try to start it again before I leave out of here. But I guess it's just going to have to go to the shop. I've done everything I can do. I've had it. So anyway, we're going to move on to the second half of this, which is finishing a project that we started a long time ago. Yep, that's right. I've got part 2 of the Q&A video. Some of you might remember way back when I did a video asking for you folks to to send me any question that you wanted to, and I'd do a little question and answer video. You sent the questions, but I never did the answers, and I am sorry. I'm sorry it's taken me so long, but I'm ready to do it. So, without further ado, your questions, my answers. Here we go. From Mark G. When will you hit the road again, and any idea where you will go? Well, Mark, the when is as soon as I can get everything ready to go. I'm hoping for sometime within the next 2 weeks. I've got tires ordered for Classy, and I got to get that generator going. I'm not sure what the deal's going to be on that, but other than that, I think we're ready to go. And initially, Molly and I are just going to go to a couple of local campgrounds just to make sure everything's working and we have everything on board that we're going to need, and go from there. So within a couple of weeks, but we're going to be local for a little while, for a week or two, and then we're going to head out, and we'll talk about that in another video. Suzette M. Did you ever get the water heater fixed in Classy? It's fixed, but I'm too stupid to figure out how to get all the shutoffs going the right way to have hot water at the faucet. But it holds water, it gets hot, but we don't use a lot of hot water, so I haven't worried a whole lot about it. That may change, but at least it'll hold water now. Another question from Suzette. Did you look into the tankless ones that are on the market? As a matter of fact, yes, I did. I just got lucky that I've got a nephew that's an expert welder, and he welded the crack in that tank, and he sealed it up real good. So what I've got now didn't cost me anything, and like I say, we don't use a lot of hot water anyway. We noticed that you're not happy with the bathrooms at several of the private RV parks you have visited. Have you ever considered state and or county parks? Yeah, we've stayed in state parks. I don't think any county ones. Yeah, they're real nice. I got no problem with state parks. I don't understand the state park system. If you have to buy an annual pass when you're in a state, I mean, I don't know how it works. And so far, you know, we've always been on the move, and it didn't seem logical to me to spend a bunch of money for permits and a bunch of junk to stay for 1 or 2 nights in a state. But coming up, we're planning on heading up to Michigan and Wisconsin, up looping around Lake Michigan, and I'll definitely look into it at that point. From Gypsy Pants, what program do you use to edit your videos? Currently, I'm using Premiere Elements. From Russell W., I would ask you to describe the evolution of how you've traveled through the years before buying Classy and heading out. Did you tent camp, stay at motels, or B&Bs? You know, before Classy, how did you travel? We've had other campers and camping equipment through the years, but that was just for a weekend, going out and enjoying ourselves for a weekend. We didn't really travel that way. So, yeah, traveled by car, stayed in motels. David B., how old are you? Older than dirt. Actually, currently, right now, I'm 66. How many years have you and Lucy been married? That same question was asked by April B. I don't know if there's a connection between David B. and April B. Lucy and I have been married 46 years as of June of this year. Did you drive a truck for a living? Yeah, I did for a number of years, back in the 70s. How long you been retired? Well, if you're talking about from truck driving, I think 1978 or 79 was the expiration date on all my DOT stuff, and I never renewed it, so late 70s. From Michael K. Are you a Vietnam vet? No, I am not. We had a draft lottery system at the time based on your birthday. I was eligible for the lottery twice. Just simply, my number didn't come up. It just didn't. So, I won't apologize for that. I would have gone if I'd been called. But, no, I'm not a veteran. You mentioned that you retired from trucking. Can you go into what type of trucking background that you have? Like, where did you drive, what kind of truck, etc.? I did a lot of different things when I was driving truck. I guess from an over-the-road. Put it this way, I ran to Florida a lot. I went to Denver a lot, Denver, Colorado. Type of truck that I usually had, the company that I worked for had two divisions, flatbed division and refrigerated division. I drove refrigerated, so I always had a reefer, and hauled a lot of frozen foods out of the Quad Cities and brought a lot of food products back. That was primarily it. Except for Florida. Florida was cool. I liked going to Florida because hauled bird's eye frozen vegetables down there, and then I'd go to the banana docks in Tampa and pick up boxes of bananas and took them to Chicago, dropped them off in Chicago, and then picked up a load of Mexican food, Old El Paso I believe it was, the sauces and the shells and the seasoning and what have you, and brought it back to the Quad Cities. That was just kind of a normal run for me. The other one was hauling meat products from Oscar Mayer to Denver, Colorado, dropping it off, and then going from Denver to Golden, Colorado, and picking up Coors beer and bringing it back. So, anyway, that was a regular run for me too.